That's the dirtiest look I ever got. And I thought it was about the most erotic thing I had ever seen. I had fantasies about it for weeks afterwards. I really did. I was at an impressionable age. I was 34.
For Eddie Cantor.
What did you say? Did I hear my ear?
It could be.
You say you're queer for Eddie Cantor? Was that what you said?
It could be.
What a missed ball.
No, I said it was a good year for Eddie Cantor.
Oh, a good year?
It was.
The side of you I haven't seen.
Yes, I did 3 pictures with Eddie Cantor.
That was an Eddie Cantor film, but I really was. I was extremely turned on by that because those ladies looked absolutely naked. Were you?
I had the G-string.
Yeah.
And the wig. Well, we were covered with the hair.
That those long tresses. Yes, a man in the balcony, in fact, asked during the break, apparently in a Busby Berkeley book, which is hard to say.
It's hard to say.
Busby Berkeley book.
Yeah, Busby Berkeley book.
It said that you were all naked in the making of that, and I thought it was funny because I know once you were on the show, you expressed very strong feelings about nudity in the movies. And that kind of...
Yes, sir.
Well,
we weren't running around naked. When we were in the wigs, we were completely covered. They went down to here, and we were very careful, you know, with the robes and everything in between. But we certainly gave the impression, didn't we?
You did. And to a teenage boy in Nebraska, it was dynamite. I gotta say. You know, you've hinted at things about yourself to me in the past that I've never
I beg your pardon?
I mean by that, things that I really don't know about you in detail, like your interest in gambling, for example.
I didn't hint. I told you I like to gamble. I'm not I'm not anyone who's gotten into any trouble gambling, but I just got sick of being tooken. Like in London and places where it isn't as honest as it is in Las Vegas. They don't have to cheat in places in Las Vegas that I go. But they did in London and Puerto Rico and Havana and a lot of places that I gambled through the years, and I just stopped it. I got sick of it. So I even stopped gambling in Vegas.
Was it a problem? Were you a compulsive gambler?
No. I just happened to like it. And then when you can afford to gamble, then the fun's gone, you know. And then you just kind of throw it away and you sit there and all of a sudden I thought, this is ridiculous. My money's got to be doing some good.
That's interesting. You say when you can afford to gamble, the fun's gone. Is it the fun is that you have... Please.
Which end is up?
I washed those myself.
I believe it. You're short-handed around here.
Short-handed. Oh, I see. I don't think making fun of people's physical characteristics is a good kind of humor. If you had spat that water out, then I would have been surprised.
I adore you.
You do?
Besides, you're a little Dutch boy.
Why do you call me a Dutch boy?
You look like it. What are you?
A Dutch boy?
Yeah, what are you?
Well, I'm mostly white and black and yellow and red.
My God, you won't talk about anything about yourself, will you?
Who said?
I said.
Yes,
I'll even answer that. What are you? What nationality are you?
Say, why are you turning the tables
No,
here?
but what? I do not for
What
that.
nationality am I?
Yeah, I just wonder if you're English or
My
Scotch
grandfather
or
came from, one of them came from England, the other one came from Wales.
No, that's not too tough to answer, is it?
We've become Don Rickles there tonight. Let's see, I'm Scottish, Irish, English, and possibly partly French and a dose of German.
Watch it. That's what we are, without the dose. French, English.
No dose, eh?
French, English, Scotch, Irish. Yankee, that's what. That's why I asked you. I thought so.
You're New England.
Well, yeah, we pioneered through Ohio into New York State. Covered wagon stuff. I didn't. Don't look at me like, you know. My great-grandparents
were hardy pioneer stock.
Yes, they were.
Yeah. One thing that I read once about you, and it's this kind of thing that sounds like it might not be true, was that as a kid you pretended that you came from Butte, Montana, and were a tough Western girl.
Well, not tough Western girl, but I had read a lot of Zane Grey books. My stepfather had a lot of, that was his favorite author, I guess, for Western things, and it was a time of William S. Hart, you know.
Yeah.
That's about all we saw were some Pearl
Pearl White.
White serials and William S. Hart and whatnot. And I read all the Zane Grey books many, many times, and my girlfriend and I used to play, you know, Madeline and Sassafrasa and ride around the house on broomsticks and whatnot and beg our families to get us a horse. And what'd you ask me?
I don't know, but I like that. Now, you said
so when I went to New York,
to be a...
as a child, just before my father died, when I was 3, we had lived in Montana, Anaconda. And as I grew up and I came to New York, you know, as people ask you where you're from, and Jamestown sounded so, you know, and it was, so I made it up. And I said, Butte, Montana. And then, you know, kind of caught on. I was modeling, and somebody said, two-gun, you know, from, and it was sort of a little nickname. So I wrote to the Chamber of Commerce, and I got all of the books that I could about Butte and Anaconda. And I got so that I knew more about those two towns than people that lived there. I knew the streets, I knew the stores, I knew the leading citizens, I knew where the banks were, and I could talk fluently about the two places, and I've never been there since I was 3.
It's amazing. You weren't ashamed of your New England background in any way?
No, it wasn't that. Jamestown was just so dull, you know. Now, of course, I'm in love with Jamestown.
Jamestown what?
New York.
New York.